Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra. And our card tonight is the Empress. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what do these tea leaves have to say. And so immediately let me just say first, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a like or a comment, I would love to hear from you, especially if you're new to the channel. Definitely shout it out in the comments. Okay, now we have a face. Look at this face. We have the two eyes, we have the nose, we have the mouth, we have the hair. Excuse me. And I mean, just immediately, I'm looking at this and I'm feeling like, okay, this is more of like a youthful energy for sure. Also, a person holding it looks like a fire symbol, okay? So the upwards triangle is the fire element symbol. And it looks like it's maybe a child. Okay, beneath it we have a volcano right here. You can see with smoke kind of coming off of it. So I'm looking at this and it feels almost kind of like a younger parent, possibly, maybe an older sibling looking upon. And now we have this child over here who's probably a fire sign. Okay, maybe a little bit volatile, okay, maybe like, you know, moods switching, anger getting big sometimes, tantrums, that kind of thing. Now, I feel like this is maybe, you know, their age, right? This is normal to younger children to be reactive and, you know, get loud and yeah, have tantrums. I remember seeing in one of my comments, I was talking about, I don't even know, something. Somebody said how, what was it? It was something about how it's a misparenting if your kids ever have tantrums like that, especially in public. Get out of here. Have you raised kids? Have you raised kids in a time where we respect their emotions and let them be themselves and feel how they feel and express themselves? Yeah. If you haven't, then please stop. I know I say this as a slightly annoyed mom when we hear these kinds of comments, right? You know, and I have a fairly, I would say, you know, well-behaved child, especially in public. But you know what? If she's having a bad time, I'm going to let her feel how she feels, you know. I'm not going to suppress. However, you know, now there are rules, of course, right? We all need to learn how to kind of, you know, treat public spaces and treat one another, right? But yeah. Definitely. So I think about that comment sometimes. Sometimes it's true. It could be months later. This was like months ago. And it is amazing to me how many people kind of feel this way. And, you know, I don't even know what to say about it besides, like, you know, be kind to each other. Be kind to the parents out there who are struggling with young kids or kids of any age, right? Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is going to be quiet and docile and, you know, whatever. So let's support each other. That's the big message. You know? that's my little tangent here. But I'm looking at this and I feel like, yeah, it's somebody maybe in your life. Maybe this is you. You're navigating parenthood. You're navigating being a grandparent. Maybe this is your child or that is a parent or you know, a niece, a nephew, somebody you care about. They're struggling a little bit. They're going through maybe some of the toughness of toddlers or, you know, even infants that are crying a lot. They maybe have, what is that thing called? Colic. They're colicky, right? Or older kids. You know, older kids. The other day I was, well, it was a few weeks ago now, I was at a parade for 4th of July. And I saw this mom who I envy from like this like deepest part of my soul. She had a daughter who was maybe like 13, 14, 15 possibly. I'm bad at aging people. I don't know. I can't really tell. But so much attitude, right? She said, hey, take your cell phone, make sure it's on so I can get a hold of you. There's a lot going on here. I want to make sure, you know, I can get a hold of you. And the girl turned around and said, whatever, Mom, I have it, obviously. And I thought, But the mom was cool as a cucumber. She said, okay, I love you, have fun. Woo, that's a powerful woman, you know? That's a powerful being right there. And I'm looking at this and I'm feeling like, you know, as a Libra person, of course, you are somebody who usually looks at a situation with more of a level head than most of us. And, you know, I think that you are somebody who is probably a really good role model. Also, you bring the energy into a piece, right? You could be walking into a room where people are disagreeing. It's kind of wild and loud and yeah, the tantrums and the yelling and the running in the house and, you know, all the other things. You come in and, you know, you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to, you know, get frustrated or make threats. You're going on timeout if you don't stop, you know, these kinds of things. You just come in and you have that energy that kind of brings a little bit of zen into the situation. And so I feel like you're like a godsend for a situation like this, you know, especially if you're a grandparent, right? Because the grandparent is that almost kind of like a parent, but also, you know, somebody that the kids, you know, adore and probably will listen to most of the time, right? And so you come in and there's a sense of just ease. Now, maybe you're the parent and this is the effect you have on your kids. My goodness, that's amazing, right? Or maybe you are a teacher, and I always think of Libra people as being like teachers, counselors, social workers, you know, maybe daycare or medical field, where you're dealing with people who are in heightened states of emotion, right? They're going through it. And you come in and you're able to help kind of guide them through whatever's happening. So I absolutely feel like I do, even just talking about you, I feel more calm. I have a million things to do. In my head, I'm thinking about this and I'm also, you know, feeling much more calm as I'm imagining, as it's coming into my mind's eye, the effect you have on people, right? You might notice this in your life. You maybe even, I don't know, maybe at times it's been kind of almost like you feel like you drain the energy, or, you know, maybe people are like snubbing you. They're talking, they're being loud, you know, very kind of, you know, whatever, very emotive. And you come into the mix and it gets quieter and people kind of, you know, talk a little less or, you know, whatever. And I don't think it's because you kill the vibe. No. It's because you bring in a different vibe. You are very energetic. It's just a little more chill, right? And so, yes, I feel like this is kind of your superpower. Kind of your superpower. Okay, so we have the number 12 right here in the middle. We also have, it looks like a raccoon right here. You can see the head, the body, the little tail. We have some kind of bird perched right here. We have what looks like a cat face up here. And we have a person again with a kid, a child. So I'm wondering if this is more literal than a figurative thing, or symbolic. We have also, when I pull this away, I can see we have a dog. You can see the head, the eye, the ear. So I feel like you're somebody, and this also looks, when we pull it away, it looks like a butterfly. So you're somebody who is like out in the yard, right? Now, you might be out in nature quite often, immersed in the wilderness, but I feel like maybe that's not, maybe you're not like into hiking or going far out into the woods or anything like that, but I do feel like you are definitely outside quite a bit. Animals are drawn to you. You might wonder why. Why are there so many animal spirit visitations in my yard? Right? You might be like me. I have cameras set up so I can see what the animals are doing, right? We have like raccoons and possums and skunks and deer and turkeys and all kinds of stuff going on. And I am obsessed. I love to watch what they're doing. But you might wonder, like, why are there so many animals always coming around? Yeah, they're drawn to you. They absolutely sense you. And I feel like maybe, and I know I keep getting on this thing about you maybe being a grandparent, but I feel like it could be like your niece or your nephew or, I don't know, like a family friend, your best friend has a kid that you're close with, something, right? I feel like this child has really taken on, or they are coming into having very similar energy. And I think that's why you get along with them so well. You're drawn to them, they're drawn to you. There is this real kind of feeling of security with you, of being understood and listened to by you. You take the time to really get down on their level, play with them on the ground. If they're having issues, I don't know, in school they have a little boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You'll listen to them. You listen to all the little dramas and remember the names of their friends. And, you take care with this person, with this being, with this child, this youthful energy. And I feel like, in life, we have very few situations where adult figures, when we're kids, right? When adult figures really listen, they really treat us like human beings, not just, oh, you're a kid, you don't know what you're talking about, whatever, I don't have time for this. I'm listening, but I'm not listening, but when you have somebody who really takes time to take an interest in you, to be there for you, and there's a loyalty. We have that dog figure, and there's such a loyalty here. And that is, the dog is this like best friend energy. So I feel like this is somebody that, yeah, you honor them. And I feel like when kids have this kind of relationship, it changes how all of their relationships that will come kind of go. Because there's a sense of self-worth that arises. There's a confidence. There is the ability to kind of really see where you are mistreated by others. Because if you live in a life where everybody kind of just treats each other poorly, they talk badly to each other, they call names, they, whatever, you get used to it. You think, okay, this is how people are. This happened to me myself. I grew up, around a very chaotic situation, around people who were in addiction. And I thought it was normal. I just, I absolutely did. And then I went on to kind of live that way and have a relationship that was similar for years. And then, unfortunately, he passed away, at a young age, and it was an awful experience. It was, life-shattering. But moving on from that, and let me just say, I'm not talking badly about him. It was a tough situation. We were young. That was the big thing. We were young, and we did not know how, life could be. It could be so good. And so I kind of moved on with my life, right? I was alone for a long time. And then I met my husband, and, I was really working on my relationships. And I noticed that it's totally possible to have respectful, calm, dedicated, devoted relationships with people where, I don't fight with people. Yes, of course I'm married, so sometimes there's a little bit of, bickering here and there. I also have a young child who's very headstrong. She's a Gemini and she's amazing, but sometimes there's a little conflict. Other than that, I do not fight with people, right? I don't argue with them. It's just chill. And I feel like if you start with having somebody in your life who can show you, right? It's totally possible to have a mutually respectful relationship. Not only that, one where you really try to uplift one another. You have somebody who's always your cheerleader, and when something is wrong or has gone wrong, or you've made a misstep, and they talk to you with respect, but let you know that was not the right decision. That was not okay. We need to rethink how we do this, how we treat people, how we treat ourselves, whatever. Ultimately, the kid will grow up having better relationships because they know somebody's calling me names and putting me down and trying to control me or, whatever. They know this isn't normal. So I feel like you are kind of the real blessing in somebody's life. You are that, beam of light that really, I do. It makes me kind of, it's like a bittersweetness thinking about this, because it's sad that so many of us don't know that there is a better way. But then when there's somebody like yourself who can shed some light, who can kind of be that, that role model, that's such a blessing, such a beautiful thing. And so, I'm looking at this and I feel, there is just such a holistic quality to you, your life, and your interactions with others, including the animals, including your family members, including the people that you work with, your clients or customers or, patients or whoever it is. And so I feel like it kind of all comes together. Now we also have this house up here, and it looks like it's really solid. It's like a solid on a good foundation. And so I feel like this is a time where there is a lot of just flourishing, a lot of abundance, a lot of feeling very close and beloved in your own life, and able to, really get in and immersed in that, enjoying it. That's really what it is, to be immersed in enjoying everything that you have built and created for yourself. Okay, now we're also going to take a look here. We have it looks like we have a little bird here. We have a little bird. We have A, E, and then maybe S. ASE, maybe. Or these maybe are scrambled, part of a word or a name. Now we have also the crescent moon. We have a shoe. It looks to me like a high heel. And I'm imagining this is a family member. I'm going to set this down. Well, I just want to also show, we have a person here, arms lifted. I almost feel like this is a family member that was always very put together. Like they were always very sharply dressed. I wonder if they were a school teacher themselves. And maybe maybe you went into education, or, like I said, something where you are being of service to others. Maybe a lot of it had to do with this person because you really respected them and were very influenced by them. But I just imagine them being very neat, very well put together, but also quite kind. Very much in this place of, really caring about your future as well. And now I'm seeing, like, maybe this is the cycle here. You had a person in your life who really took an interest in you, and so now you yourself know how to really kind of connect with the younger people of your life because you had the same thing. But I keep imagining these shoes. It's like they almost remind me of like the turn of the last century kind of shoes where they had those, the silver, they're like little hook type of deals where you would just lace your shoes on the outside and it's these old style kind of high heel boot type of shoes. I don't know. But I'm thinking of these shoes, and it seems like maybe when you were young, you would look, you're closer to the ground. You're looking at things that are, maybe as adults, we don't notice as much. But I imagine, something, it's just the shoes. I don't know. But also we have this lunar energy. So we do have, kind of this time where, maybe there is kind of a dreaming, being in a dreamy state, kind of reminiscing, I think, a lot. Maybe you're dreaming of this person, but it feels like you're being transported back constantly. Like it's you dream about something and it's so potent and so involved that when you wake up, there's still the residue of that dream and you carry it throughout your day. This is the kind of energy I feel around you right now. And it's like there's something there. There's something there for you to find. It's like the pearl in it all. It's waiting for you. So keep track of your dreams, okay? Maybe start journaling them, writing down the pieces that you can remember, looking for symbols, signs and symbols and synchronicities that are coming up. Now, I won't go super in depth about making appeals before dreaming, but it's a good practice as you are lying down and everything's turned off and you're getting into that place of kind of, you know, in between. You're breathing a little slower, your eyes are getting a little more heavy, you're starting to drift, and, you know, maybe the tingling or the tickle of dream world is kind of coming. In this place, set your intentions, make your appeals, ask, can I receive some clarity on this thing I've been thinking about? Can I receive some clarity on the dreams I've been having? Will you show me? Show me. I'd like to see, you know. And as you get your mind into the state where you have a set intention, it maybe is easier to receive that information and to keep hold of it, because there's a conscious, you know, effort towards gaining this gift, this, you know, this jewel within your dreams. And so definitely worth giving it a try. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to look at our self-care affirmation cards, and I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. It says, internal flame. Inside me is a steady flame. Every day I breathe life into my sacred fire. I am energized as I tend to my emotions of passion. I'm energized as I tend to my emotions of passion. All right. Sounds good. Libra, I want to go ahead and tell you I love you, because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the reading. It really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And absolutely leave a comment if you're feeling so impassioned. I know I talked about myself a lot in this reading, so I'm sure I'll see a comment about that. People love to tell me on here, yeah, talk about yourself too much. Well, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I do, and not always, but sometimes, and sometimes more than others. And, you know, that's what it is. So, all right, Libra, I want to tell you again, I love you. I thank you. And we'll talk in a few days, definitely. All right, good night.